G'day guys, welcome to another episode of IGZIE Does It. On today's video what we're going to do is we're going to do a service. We're going to do an oil change and oil filter replacement on a 2017 SV6 Commodore with an LFX engine. So what we need, we've got the oil filter 2605 PST, also 7 litres of GFS 530 full synthetic oil. Okay, so what you got to do first, you got to jack the car up, right, and put a couple of jack stands. You can't trust the jack, you never know, the hydraulics might give out while you're underneath the car and kablamo. Second thing, find yourself something comfortable to lay down on. These old TV boxes are ideal. Next thing you got to do, you got to undo the bolts from the plastic guard underneath the motor, and that's a 13mm socket. Yep, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 looks like. You got to take that cover off, and yeah, it's a 13mm socket. Okay, so basically 13mm was a little bit too big. Started threading the bolts, so what I had to do, I had to use the 1/2" socket, but I managed to get the cover off, and there is the sump plug bolt right there. Okay, alright, so what's next? Next you need a 15mm socket, okay, and you need an oil pan. You pretty much just undo your bolt. Put the pan underneath, like so. And before you do this, warm up the engine a little. Okay. Oh, come out fast. Okay, warm up the engine a little so the oil is thinner and it drains nicer and quicker. Try not to drop the bolt in the pan. I've done that millions of times. I can feel the oil is quite hot, so just unwind it by hand, and when you get to the end, take it away, and Bob's your auntie. Try not to get any oil everywhere. Every time I do this, there seems to be oil going everywhere. So as you can see, this thing doesn't have a washer on it. It should have a washer. I actually bought a couple of washers. They were $4.75 from Super Cheap Auto. Seems to have, oh no, it does. Might be this rubber thing here. This green rubber thing here. Okay, but I'll replace that. Yep, so just let that drain as much as it can. This is the part that you need, the sump plug washer. Okay, it's a M12 and it's a TSW013. Okay, as you can see on the plug, on the bolt should I say, it's not just any copper washer, right? You need a rubber one that actually sits inside the bolt. It's a special one. That's the new one, and not much difference really. I mean, I could probably still use the old one a few more times, you know, it's not like it's brittle or anything. but for a couple of bucks, better be on the safe side, right? See how the bolt has indentation in there? So when you slide that in, it sits there nice and snug. Okay, beautiful. Alright, looks like we're going to get some rain, so I've had to pack up just for a minute. Still got the pan under there so the oil can keep draining, and might make myself a coffee, and once this cloud's gone I'll get back to it. Okay, so it doesn't seem like this rain's going to give up anytime soon. It's just sprinkling, so I might just get underneath and do up that sump plug with the new washer that I put in. 18 foot-pounds. I've got my torque wrench. I'm going to torque it up to 18 foot-pounds. I'm going to take off the old filter, which I'll show you now, oil filter, and I'm going to replace it with the new one. Okay, I'm going to have to do it in the rain because I think it's going to rain till like 9 PM. So I got two choices: do it in the rain or do it in the rain. Alright, so what we got to do, we got to undo the plastic cover, take the plastic cover off, easy done, and that right there is where the oil filter is. And I love the design on these. Before I had the Commodore, I had a 2007 Hilux, right? And the oil filter was right underneath the engine, so every time I undid it, oil would piss down all over the engine and it was a terrible mess. So this car is the cleanest I've ever worked on. Okay, it's a beautiful car. I love it. So I didn't have a socket big enough, so I had to take off the air filter and do it with a shifter. But whatever gets the job done. Okay, that's it there, the old filter. Okay, there's a new filter, and also the blue ring comes with it. So we just chuck that back in. And tighten it back up. 18 foot-pounds of torque. But since I don't have the socket, I'm going to have to guess. And that's it. I'll chuck the filter back. And next thing, I'm going to put, well, I have to do up the sump plug. I'll do up the sump plug and then I'm going to put the oil in. Okay, so I've done up the sump plug to 18 foot-pounds of torque or 25 Newton meters, and recommended oil for this car, 6.7 litres. So I've got a 7 litre tub of oil. It'll take most of it. Alright, so I've stopped at 6 litres. I'm just going to check the dipstick. The dipstick is right behind the oil filter. And it looks to be about 3/4 full. The oil still might be running down there, so we'll give it a minute. Okay, it seems to show 3/4 full, so we'll put a little bit more in. So that's almost the full 7 litres. So you've got to make sure it's full to the top, which it seems to be. Beautiful. So there's probably about 200 ml. So yeah, 6.7 litres should be right on. You don't want to leave the oil too low, because as you turn corners it swishes around, and the pipe that actually sucks the oil up, if it sucks air instead of oil, then you're in big trouble. So just tidy up a bit, and that's it. Now that we've replaced the oil and the filter, it's time to reset the computer. Okay, so the way you do that, this one's got a push start, so you hold that in for 5 seconds. The dash will come on, then you pump the accelerator 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then you turn it off. Then you put your foot on the brake and start her up. And yeah, that should be it. Should be good to go for another at least 10,000 Ks. Now the next thing I want to do to this thing is change the spark plugs. Okay, so that should be pretty easy to do. You got the coil there, you got the coils there, so that one should be easy to get to there. This one here, I've seen a video, it's a pain in the ass, right? So you got to undo that bolt, flip that up to get to that one. That's a pain in the ass. And the back one should be fairly easy to get to as well, through all these wires and stuff. Okay, so I'm going to do that. And it's my first time doing that on this car, right? So wish me luck. Okay, so to take out the spark plugs, you need the 5/8 spark plug attachment. So the first thing you want to do, you want to undo these bolts here. You want to undo these bolts, and that's size 10 on every single one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so for the second one on the right side, what I had to do, I had to undo this bolt here. Okay, I think this is some sort of air sensor thingy, right? So you just undo that bolt, you don't have to take it all the way out, and just flick that up so you can get to the coil in there. You undo that bolt as well, and pull this plug out, and that should pop straight out. Okay, so my spark plug socket is non-magnetic, so I had to use my little magnet to get the spark plug out once I loosened it. I'll tell you what, that was the best $5 I ever spent. Alright, that wasn't hard at all. So it took me about 2 hours, changed the oil, changed the spark plugs. Let's see if she starts. And hopefully it runs like it's supposed to. Oh. Okay. Oh. It was running a little bit rough at the beginning. But it's nice and smooth now. That's strange. That had me scared a bit. When it first started it was okay, let's turn it off and try again. These are aftermarket spark plugs. They're the iridium ones, so they should last 100,000 kilometers. Hopefully the next time I'll change them is at 300,000. Alright, perfect. Yeah, it's all done. 6 new plugs. She's smooth. Yep, she purrs. Beautiful. All done. Good job. Probably saved myself $500 doing that. Spark plugs cost me, they're usually $30 each, but they were 20% off at Super Cheap Auto, so I got them for $130 something. The oil was also 40% off at Autobarn, so I got myself a deal there, $100. So yeah, $250 to do a service like that. I don't know, $800. Yeah. So anyway, bit of a disclaimer: if you are doing your own work, I take no responsibility. Make sure you plug everything back where you took it out from, and you shouldn't have any problems. But if you do, don't blame me. And my car's running fine. Everything I did was good. To see what kind of plugs and oil and everything that you need, get on the Super Cheap Auto website, or you can download the app and you paste the shop around. So I've got the Super Cheap Auto app, I've got the Repco app, and I've got the Autobarn app, and I do shop around and they do match prices. Sometimes they even give you better prices. Autobarn is my go-to, but they had 20% off the plugs of Super Cheap, so I went to Super Cheap. That magnetic tool to get the spark plugs out, seriously, the best $5 I ever spent. Without that tool, there's no way I would have got the plugs out. Note to self: I've got to get some larger size sockets to undo that the oil filter cap and other things. But look, the car's running beautifully. You can't even hear it. It's sitting on what's it sitting on? 500 RPMs. And that's another episode of IGZIE Does It. Catch you on the next one.